So it is Sunday, January 16th. And Novak Djokovic was finally kicked out of Australia, not allowed to enter the country, therefore not allowed to compete in the Australian Open. Good. We need to see some consequences from people who are trying to flout the system. He knew what the rules were well in advance. He decided not to follow the rules, and wanted an exception anyway. The whole thing is, it shouldn't matter who you are. No. Not only did he not get vaccinated, which was the rule, he lied about his positive status. And then, while knowingly positive for COVID, went and did meet and greets and photo shoots unmasked. So it's just like, you know what? No, and Australia is right. No, you have proven to be a health hazard and you're not allowed. Get out. So good for Australia. I I wish we could take a little harder stance on the unvaccinated. But I also wish we'd be taking a harder stance on people who deserve to see consequences. They got 11 oath keepers, including the leader, who of course are going to try to fight this. But if they're charged with seditious conspiracy or whatever the hell they're like, they need more than just a 6-month, 2-year slap on the wrist kind of sentence. Like, you tried to overthrow the fucking government. You shouldn't be allowed back into society, like, forever. Go to jail. And I don't know, like, okay, so these are the morons who fell for it, and Trump emboldened. When are we going to get to the people who planned the fucking thing? When do we get to the goddamn assholes in Congress, still sitting in Congress, still actively able to influence legislation that we need, that they aren't going to vote for? When do we start to get to those fuckers? It seems like a broken record. All we ever talk about are voting rights and January 6th, but I don't know that there's much more that's imperative right now. And voting rights looks like it's going to die because Manchin and Sinema are corrupt pieces of shit. In addition to the 50 GOP senators who are all corrupt pieces of shit. Why isn't there any more pressure on any of them to ask them why they're not on board with securing voting rights? Why isn't there more pressure on the Republicans, who are just, stonewalling legislation that is popular with most of the country? I still don't get why that is never the narrative. Why are the Democrats can't pull it together? Joe Biden's failing. Why is none of this ever the fault of the Republicans? I'm tired of people who deserve the blame not getting the blame. So I'm happy to see one little example of it, where a tennis player doesn't get to play tennis in Australia. Like, that's how sad and desperate I am to see some sort of justice happen. They arrested the 11 oath keepers. That's part of the game. I'm just waiting for them to fuck it up and let them go. So frustrated on a Sunday, but I'm going to put on my N95 and a filtered mask on top of that, and I'm going to go to a Broadway show while it snows everywhere else later today. All right. Bye.